Just make prosecutors who cross the line, who break the law, liable to lose their law license, then we can prevent this.
Michael Morton, wrongfully convicted of his wife's murder, then set free last year by DNA evidence. He has always said prosecutors hid evidence from a jury that could have set him free. Now the State Bar of Texas agrees. They say, as the prosecutor at the time, Judge Ken Anderson did withhold evidence in the Morton case.
What happened shouldn't have happened. I mean, it's inconceivable.
That was Ken Anderson doing a mea culpa last November, a month after Michael Morton was exonerated in his wife's death. He said he couldn't remember all the details of a 25-year-old case, but there was one thing he knew for sure.
In my heart, I know there was no misconduct whatsoever.
Anderson said at the time he welcomed a State Bar investigation into his actions in the Morton case. That investigation is over now, and KXAN has the results. A civil lawsuit against Anderson filed in Williamson County this month by the State Bar of Texas says the former prosecutor and current district judge did hide evidence in the Morton case. It spells out in fine detail 5 pieces of evidence the jury never heard.
We are very pleased that they're going forward with this.
Julie Oliver of the Texas Coalition of Lawyer Accountability filed the original grievance against Anderson with the State Bar.
This is one of the most egregious cases that I have seen or heard about, and I think that it's appropriate to really put a message out there to the prosecutorial community that this kind of conduct is not going to be tolerated.
The State Bar also claims that during a pretrial hearing in the Morton case, Anderson told a judge he had no evidence that was favorable to Morton. The bar says, quote, that statement was false.
I would love to be in a room with just Ken Anderson and myself and ask him why he did this to me.
Michael Morton has always believed prosecutors hid evidence in his case, but he didn't want to comment Thursday on the State Bar's allegations. We reached out to Judge Anderson's attorney, Eric Nichols, who told us this: we respectfully disagree with the positions taken and the allegations made by the State Bar Disciplinary Council. We will defend against these allegations in the public forum of a court of law. So here is what will happen next in this civil case. A West Texas judge has already been appointed to hear the case. After both sides present their evidence, if the judge decides Anderson was wrong, punishment could include anything from a public reprimand to a suspension of his law license to disbarment. Remember, Anderson is a judge right now. If he loses his law license, he can serve out his term, but would not be allowed to run for re-election. And there is still the criminal case against Anderson. A special hearing on those charges is set for December the 10th. Looking in depth tonight, last year there were more than 7,000 grievances filed with the State Bar. Just 402 of those resulted in some kind of disciplinary action, and of those, only 38 people were disbarred.